Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Macauley. Macauley is from Atlanta in Georgia in the USA. So let's see what Macauley has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi.
So hello Macauley.
Nice to meet you, William.
Nice to meet you too. How are you today?
I'm good. It's my day off, so I feel very relaxed.
Oh, thanks so much for taking the time for the interview on a day off. My
Of
God.
course. Of
Oh,
course.
beautiful. Tell me where you're from.
I'm from the Athens area in Georgia,
Mhm.
United States. A very rural area, lots of farmland, uh, not a lot going on.
That's the place where you're born and raised?
Um, in Athens. So Athens is a college town here in Georgia. But that's really all there is to it.
I see. And all your family live there as well?
Yes, they live there in Athens.
I see.
Currently, I live in Atlanta, though.
So you're living in Atlanta right now.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I see. And why the change from Athens to Atlanta?
For more opportunities, the area that I grew up in, everyone kind of does the same thing, follows the norm. Coming to Atlanta, actually, one of the biggest reasons I came to Atlanta is that it's a very queer-friendly city. The first time that I really had a great queer experience was Pride in 2010. And it just meant so much to me to see, all of these gay people come together in the South. And it really stuck with me. And after leaving, I knew that I had to come here. And so shortly after that, I came up here.
Besides that, what's the biggest joy of living in Atlanta, in your opinion?
Um, Other than the fabulous queer community here, we're known for our trees. So we are a big metropolitan city. We have an airport that goes anywhere, which is a big draw. But as you're flying into Atlanta, you see just so many trees, and it's just so green and beautiful here. And I think everyone in Atlanta will agree that we take pride in that.
I had a few guests on the show who live in Atlanta, and they said two
Yeah.
things that they stick to my head. The first thing was they told me that Atlanta is like a red stop, a red dot. No, sorry, a blue
A
dot
blue dot. Yes.
in a reddish area. And also, you said about the airports. A lovely man told me that the airport is very well located. There's so flights you can fly everywhere from there, from
Yes.
Atlanta. Atlanta.
Hmm.
And you see yourself living there for a long while?
I've been here since 2015,
See.
officially.
So tell me, what do you do for work, for living?
So for over 10 years now, I've been a stylist, a hairstylist. Currently, I have my own small business that I run here in Midtown. I run a salon suite. Some people are not familiar with that, but it's just a small room where I work on my own. Um, I run my own booking. I run my own schedule. It's been something that I've been doing for 4 years now, and I love it. It gives me so much flexibility to do whatever I want with, my week.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's been great.
Amazing. I think, big cities like Atlanta, when you have like a passion, you just feel like doing something that's going to be for yourself, like a business, isn't it? Because you see a lot of happening, a lot of opportunities, a lot of things, people, starting business, people connect with other people as well, ideas come along. And as you said, you have this small place where you're starting right now. I think living big cities, that's the biggest joy because you smell opportunities around, isn't it? You walk, you see opportunities happening every day.
Yeah. Yes.
Amazing. Okay, so during the journey, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your career and also about your point of views, okay?
Sure.
Before we start our journey within the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself.
something interesting about myself. Ah, let's see. Hmm. Well, when it comes to my career, one thing that I really love to do is help bring that inner confidence out through
Mhm.
someone's appearance. And for example, if you go through my portfolio, you'll see a wide range of different hairstyles and colors and textures. And I really love to get wild and creative like that. So if someone comes in and they have, really long brown hair and they say, "Hey, I want a green mohawk," I'm so down to do that. And I
Wow.
love to see the dramatic change in that person, that personality come out when you have a green mohawk. Um, so I think that would probably be the most interesting thing in my career.
Amazing. Very good. Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Let's do it.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got here my best friend. Full of random fun questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Right, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay.
First question for you is, what is the biggest difference between you and your best friends?
My best friend is very outgoing in public and very bubbly, and I'm a little bit more reserved. Um, I tend to be very introverted and kind of go to the outside of a crowd and kind of watch. And she is someone who wants to be in it and communicates with everyone and very bubbly. And I really admire that in her.
And she lives in Atlanta as well?
She does. She lives down the street from me.
Oh, sweet. And what's the biggest similarity between both of you?
Uh, we're very open-minded and can get crazy and fun and not afraid to be ourselves and kind of bring out that inner child.
Uh-huh.
I think that's where we mesh the most.
And how did your path crossed?
This is funny. So here in Georgia, you have to have a license to buy certain professional hair care products, chemicals, things like that. I was in a salon professional store early in the morning, and I was getting something for that workday. And I mean, this was probably like at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was very quickly trying to get all of my things so I could, get to my appointment. And I noticed a girl in the store, and she seemed like she did not know what she was doing. And I heard her go to the front and ask a specific chemical question that most people are not going to understand. And it was something along the lines of color theory as well. And the front desk person couldn't really help her. And so I saw her come down the same aisle as me, and I noticed what she had in her hands, and it was the wrong chemical. She had very blonde hair, and she had gone to a salon that did not do her hair well. And so she was going to have her sister fix her hair. Her sister had the license for her to shop there. So I was looking at it and I was thinking, oh my gosh, if she puts that on her hair, it's going to be ruined. Like her hair is blonde and this color that she had was almost black. So I felt the need to just be like, okay, do you need any help? Let me guide you through that. And so ended up helping her get the right chemicals. Her sister fixed her hair. She got my information on Instagram and then she became my client. And then we
Wow.
became best friends.
Oh my God. How long that's been since you met?
What was that?
How long has been since you met? When did it happen?
This was probably early 2021.
Oh, very sweet. I can see her smiling right now watching this interview. Next question. Okay, Macaulay, next question is, define yourself in a season of the year and why
A season, define myself as a season.
of the
I'm
year.
gonna say summer.
Hmm?
I come alive in the summer. I feel very motivated. I love the heat in Atlanta. It's very hot. Um, I just feel very motivated by the sun and get all of that energy. And I think that's something that kind of brings out my true personality is the sun bringing that energy out of me to do all the things that I want to do. The days are longer, and I just feel a lot happier when it's bright and sunny.
Were you born on summertime?
I was born in August.
Somebody told me once that you feel very connected with this season when you were born. And
Uh,
for me, it works well as well. I'm the opposite. I love the autumn, the fall. And
yeah,
it's amazing. I love the change of the colors. I just love the leaves. I know it can be a bit melancholic. People get more cozy. I understand that as well. But there is something about it that, of course, I like some. Oh my God, who's that?
it's my cat Cordelia. She's making an appearance.
Oh my God, they're so sweet. How old is she?
She's 5.
Oh my God, keep her there
Right.
if you can.
She's another best friend of mine.
Oh, how old? She's 5 years old.
Uh-huh.
Amazing. Actually, you're saying about summer, and I was checking your profile, and I could see one of your like a few pictures of you, like on the sun, and your hair and your eyes just brightening out. So I'm like, God, that's beautiful. I think that's like wow. That's some pictures. I love the sun as well. I think for pictures, it's the best natural light.
Yeah, definitely. Natural light. It doesn't get any better than that.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it.
I can't hear the
Right.
song, unfortunately.
Hopefully 1 point. I'm playing Ed Murphy parts all the time. I don't know if you know this song. I
Huh?
love this song. I love it. I just this song came. This song came to me last year. I was in a friend's house in Holland, and we were at home like doing something, and he put this song. I was like, "My God, who's that? I know this song from somewhere." And he showed me. I was like, "This is Ed Murphy." And the other day I
Uh,
was going to the gym, and I this music came along. I was like, "Oh my God!" And I've been listening for the last like few days.
that's
Anyway,
what, mid 80s, late 80s.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. It just brings this good energy. Before the next question, Macaulay, tell me how your career started as a hairstylist.
So when I was 19, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do professionally. My best friend at the time was going to SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design here in Atlanta, and that was something I wanted to do as well. But they weren't doing very well. And
Mhm.
I got discouraged from that. So I kind of waited for a little bit longer. I knew I wanted a creative career, but at that time, I just wasn't sure that I wanted to commit on a university. My family history, most of the men before me are in the military. So that was actually expected of me at one point. Here in the US, Don't Ask, Don't Tell was not repealed at the time. So I was not comfortable going back in the closet to serve in the military here. And funny enough, my hairstylist um, suggested going into hair. And she was a very brash German lady. And she would just tell you like it is. And she was like, no, you're not going in the military. You know exactly what you want, and you just need to go for it. And that put that seed. And I think within a year or so after that, I just jumped right in and I loved it.
Well, okay. Next question for you is, if you could stay any age for the rest of your life, what age would that be and why?
Hmm. Well, I'm 32, so I'm very content with my age right now. I have the experience of being in my 20s and working through that. Um, and I'm very able-bodied right now, so I think I would say this age.
And aging for you is something that bothers you, or for you it's just a matter of life?
It doesn't bother me. I will say that now that I'm out of my 20s, I do notice a difference in, how my diet affects me, how much sleep I'm getting, those types of things. So I do like to keep that in mind, just wellness. And I'm not concerned about aging, but I am wanting to make a healthy lifestyle as I age.
Talking about life, about living, what's the meaning of life for you?
Huh. The first word that comes to mind is creativity. And I think that everyone has a creative spirit that sometimes gets diminished. And it's really important to be your true self and get creative and express yourself. And I think if we did that more, um, there would be more balance in the world.
I like that, actually. That's so true. I think when people they find a way to live their true self and to express the way they are, I think people they get happier, and less confrontation happen, I think.
Yes, if you're taking care of yourself, you're not really worried about others.
That's so true. Yeah. Ready for another one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next question. Right. Next question is, describe yourself in 3 words.
Resilient,
Wow.
creative, and confident.
And what's the best part of being you? When you think about being Macauley, what's the biggest joy of being yourself?
I don't feel pressure from society to conform to their standards. Yes, I do get insecure. Yes, I have bad days. And yes, I question myself. But I think from my experience, I've learned that it is best to do what you think is best for yourself and not, from your family, your friends, whatever you tie yourself to, still be your own person. And I consider myself to be my own person.
And if you could define yourself in 1 negative word, what that would be?
The first word that came to mind is impatient.
Always being?
Yeah. Being patient with myself, I think is the most important thing. I'm not necessarily as impatient with others. I mean, I can be, but just being patient that, things that you want in your life are going to come and not stress so much about those things.
Sure. Yeah, I think when you realize that it's not just up to us, when you realize that everything needs to work together, the weather, the people around you, the universe, everything needs to go all the way. Of course, you need to push yourself, you need to always push yourself, focus, but you need to relax sometimes as well, not go too crazy, because everything needs to be in the right place for things to happen together.
Correct.
How I see as well. When I realized that, I have no idea how much thing I took off my shoulders. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It just felt like in a much better place. That's how I see
Yeah,
it.
and maybe not everyone has that opportunity or has come to that realization, but I think it's important to get to that place where you can understand yourself and just let things go.
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
everything has to be the way that you imagined, and sometimes better situations come from things that you would never imagine for yourself.
And sometimes when one door closes, another one opens, and with a different
That
journey, and you might enjoy so much this journey. Yeah. Oh,
my cat's in my lap now.
oh, I can see just the ears. Let's see her ears. Next question. Before the next question, people, they compliment you more on your eyes or on your beautiful hair with your ginger beard?
I get noticed more for my hair. I mean, I can be, you know, really far away and people can still see my hair. So I think that's probably what people identify me the most with. And, you know, it gets me a lot of attention. And that's not always my favorite thing, but I've learned to use that to my advantage.
For example?
Um, well, I think, let's say I'm going in for a job interview or something, they're
Uh-huh.
going to remember me regardless of what I say because I physically stand out. And, you know, going back to the green mohawk thing, I think because I grew up with having this like spotlight on top of my head, it has given me confidence and it helps me to help others to be more confident. So if they want something that's really extreme on their head, their hair, they're a green mohawk, then you know, I'm gonna talk them through it. I'm gonna be like, well, look, this is how if you want this, then you need to just go for it and be confident. Does that make
Interesting.
sense?
It does. And interesting. It's funny you saying that because through my life, I met a few ginger guys or girls, and they when they look back as a childhood, they were bullied because of that. They felt like
Yes.
out of the box. So you never felt this way? You never had this kind of issue?
Oh, yeah. No, I
Wow.
mean, I think my biggest insecurity and my biggest strength is standing out. So when I was younger, being a young queer redhead, I mean, I was in your face regardless if I'm speaking or not. And I have had to learn to just accept that that is a strength and you become very memorable and you can use that to your advantage like I was saying. I think you're from the UK.
From Brazil originally, yeah, from
Okay,
Brazil.
okay. um I know that in the UK that redheads are bullied a lot more than they are here, I believe.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm not going to go into the history of that, but I wasn't bullied as much for my hair, but it is something that, you know, constantly would get attention.
And I'll tell you something. I'm originally from Brazil, and I'll tell you, if you'd go to Brazil, trust me, you get a lot of attention, like in a very positive way. Like you have no idea. There's something about ginger guys. But it's like they're exotic. It's beautiful. It's something. Actually, when do you know how I find you? I was sorry. I was screwing up. You know, look like I do. I invite random people. You know, on social media, and there was someone who has this profile called like Ginger Boys or Ginger Hot Guys or something like that. And I was so it got my attention, yeah. And I was checking out, and I saw your picture. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna invite him. You know what I mean? So it's interesting because people they don't sometimes they have no idea how much their looks. It doesn't matter which looks you have, how much people can spot you or can get you. So, do you know what I mean? I think nowadays people they are so much open-minded about looks, about the way you express yourself, the way you are. I think people they are more free now, as you say. You talk very confident, talking about the way you look, and sometimes it's good you're saying that as well because sometimes people not just, could be anything, yeah, like the way you look sometimes, and you go like, my god, you have no idea, you know, who is looking in your profile or who is looking your, you know, the way you express yourself on your videos or whatever. I think it's so interesting, and I love people when, as you said, you're confident the way you are. Like people they need to enjoy whatever they look like, and they never know how, you know, who is looking at them or who is admiring their beauty. You know what I mean? I think beauty is something personal, something about yourself, and when you embrace that and understand, growing up, all of us, you know, we are bullied for different things. You always be there's something about, you know, you're always going to be bullied for something else. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think when you realize, you know, the way you look and you embrace that, I think that's the best. And people they see it, as you said, about being confident, and somehow it shows in your picture, it shows in your, you know, when people see you, and I think that's very interesting. Interesting.
Thank you.
Hey, next question is, what is one movie you could watch over and over again?
The first one that comes to mind is Clueless
Hmm.
from the 90s with Alicia Silverstone. Are you familiar?
I love movies, but I'm not familiar with this one.
it's pretty iconic.
Right.
I highly recommend you watch it. It's very silly. It's not very serious. So I think that would be something that I could watch over and over again. And it also gives me a lot of nostalgia for when I was younger.
Uh-huh.
And thinking about it now, there's a scene, a makeover scene. The two main characters make over another character with her appearance, right? And they kind of bring that inner light out. Um, that really stuck with me. And now here I am kind of doing the same thing to others, giving them makeovers and helping them with their image and their confidence.
Amazing. 3 questions left for you, Macauley. Let's do it. Right, before the next question, as you mentioned about how much you appreciate your career, how much you love your job, but what's the most challenging parts that you find so far?
The most challenging is giving my energy to so many different people. There was a time a few years ago where I didn't have control of my schedule, and a lot of clients were pushed onto me, and I was just expected to manage that. And I take a lot of pride in not only doing my technical skills, but also connecting with someone. And it is a challenge sometimes when you have several people in a row who maybe are going through something and you connect with them and they trust you. Some people tell me their biggest secrets.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a therapist at sometimes. So that is sometimes the most challenging because it just takes a lot out of me. But on the flip side of that, I also really enjoy um, that people can trust me and I can give them that space.
Next question is, where is the most exotic place you've ever been?
Most exotic place. So for the first time last year, I went out of the country and I'm dying to go to more places, but I went to a place called Isla Holbox in Mexico.
Oh,
It's not really well known yet. It's about an hour north of Cancun. It's a small island, pretty undeveloped, but it was incredible. And I mean, paradise,
and
tropical.
it was very hot, I believe.
Yes, and I love that.
Amazing. 2 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay. Every time I hear that song now, I'm gonna think of you.
Oh, sweet. And trust me, I'm not joking, but for the last week, I think I've listened to it at least 100 times. Because I'm not joking. I'm doing something. It just brings this. I'm like that. When one song sticks to my head, I keep listening, like very often. And this one just feels like it's crazy. Before the next question, let's say you are in your business, in your salon, you are preparing everything, organize everything, and suddenly, you go like, oh my God, you could choose anyone in the world. You wish to knock the door and go like, oh, I just would like to do something to my hair or to try something different. I'd like to work with you. You could choose anyone in the world. Which person that would be and why?
Ooh, I would be very, very nervous, but maybe Lady Gaga.
Wow. Wow, imagine Lady Gaga walking into your salon.
I don't know what I would do. I mean, I probably would hyperventilate. I would need a second. I would have to prepare for it, but I think it would be really fun to have her in my chair. And obviously, she's very creative, so she has no bounds with that.
Let's say she comes to you, say, okay, Macaulay, I'm Lady Gaga and I'm here for you. I trust you and I would like to do something to my hair right now. I'm in your hands. What would you do?
She is blonde mostly, right? That's what she's known for. She also wears a lot of wigs mostly and hair extensions, but I love when she has colorful hair. That's something I specialize in. I would love to do some type of rainbow on her hair, maybe something just pink. Um, just get wild with it and have fun with color.
Okay, so let's hope this interview gets to her somehow, and she's gonna
Lady
smile.
Gaga, if you're watching, come see me.
There we go. Let's see. Please take a picture with her and send to me. Said William, I just
I
had Lady Gaga right now here.
I
Imagine.
will. I'll invite you. We'll make it a party.
Oh my God. Next question is, if you could make up, a brand new school subject, what that would be and why?
A brand new school subject.
Yeah.
To grade school.
Yeah, that's cool. Like something new.
I think it's really important to meditate, and I think yoga is really important. If there was some type of wellness class that isn't just, black and white paper talking about health and really diving into, what makes you a person and those feelings and emotions and how to handle that, I think that would be really important. So let's call it a wellness class where you just focus on being the best version of yourself.
I love that. Imagine back like we as a child, we had this, you know what I mean, this knowledge about yoga, about meditation, about, I think, the world right now. I think we would do much better with social media, with a lot of things that the world, is so fast right now. I think that would be amazing for us to grow up having this mindset of, if you are too stressed out or whatever, you meditate, you do some yoga, things that, as you said, well-being. I think that would be amazing. Wow.
Yeah, being still and just kind of feeling through everything, and then teaching tolerance and,
Yeah.
teaching others to not judge others.
Ready for the last one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Last question. But before the last question, as you mentioned before about, when you are working with clients, you always, people, they share, things about their lives. They trust you. I'm sure you connect with them. It's a lot of sharing energy as well. It's a moment, it's a moment that you are sharing together. Tell me a moment or a situation that you're never going to forget, something that's always going to have a special place in your heart for your career so far.
In my career?
Yeah, that you experienced.
I started my salon late 2019, just before the pandemic. And it was very scary. I was also going through a very emotional time. My grandmother, who raised me, actually passed the same week that I started my business. So that was really challenging. So to answer your question, having any of my clients come and support me during that time meant so much to me. I had anxiety every single day of, how am I going to do this? How am I going to make it through? Make the money to keep going and not to fail. So those clients that came in and supported me through that really hard time, and then throughout the pandemic too, I had so many loyal people come to me and be supportive, and they don't even know how much that meant to me during that time. That really got me through my business, starting it right before the pandemic. That's what kept me sane.
Wow.
Through the pandemic.
Wow. It's interesting you sharing that, and your cat literally walk through your lap as soon as you start talking that. It's so sweet.
She's my angel.
Oh, I got goosebumps now, my goodness. Last question is, what was the biggest punishment you ever received?
Biggest punishment?
Yes. Life sometimes gives us some punishment as well. Could be anything.
I feel like in my early career days that I was unfairly fired from a specific salon, my first salon that I was at. And it really got to me. Like, starting out as a young person, fresh in my career, trusting the people around me, and feeling like I was casted aside wrongfully. it really hurt me. And ultimately, I learned that, you know, stuff's going to happen. Um, Unfair things are going to happen. Miscommunications are going to happen. But I learned that I can pick myself up and start anew. And I've been able to do that many, many times. Start from nothing, start from square one. And I think that's a really important lesson that I got early in my career.
When you look back on this moment that happened to you, are you happy that this happened to you? When you got fired? We're looking back
Yes,
now.
it pushed me. It put a fire under my butt to be better. And I was a little spiteful, you know, like sometimes you need that to be like, okay, well, if you're going to get rid of me, I'm going to show you. And I did.
There we go. Amazing. I love it. I love it. Okay, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
Let's start with money.
Ooh. The first, wealth.
Okay. Fear.
Insecurity.
Life.
Love.
Family.
Chosen family.
One word for love.
One word for love. Just one word. Ooh. Vulnerability.
One word for sex.
Passion.
Politics.
Ignorance.
Friendship.
Connection.
Religion.
Ignorance.
For some reason, I knew would say that. Desire.
Desire. Passion again comes to mind.
Okay. Regret.
Pain.
Success.
Determination.
Wish.
Hope.
Happiness.
It's a choice.
One word for Atlanta.
Oh,
Blue point. Blue point. I'm joking.
one word for Atlanta. Okay, this comes to mind strictly because it's on like the emblem, resurgence. So yeah, resurgence.
Okay. One word for Georgia.
Home.
USA.
Experiment.
I like that. And the last one now, hairstylist. One word.
Therapist.
God, amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend, yeah, for a coffee. And I'm going to ask her, what is the most beautiful thing about you, about Macaulay? And what's something that you still need to work on, to improve on? What should say?
I would say that she may think that my emotional intelligence and open-mindedness is probably the best quality I have. And again, being patient and kind with myself and with others, and not getting, you know, not raging when something doesn't come my way.
She knows you for sure.
Yeah.
Let's play now Macaulay and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Before you ask me the question, one word for Lady Gaga.
One word for Lady Gaga, influential.
Amazing. Okay, you can ask me a question now, Macaulay.
Okay, I was thinking on many different things, and I have written down, I wrote down a lot of things, but ultimately, one question for you, it's the end of the year. When you look back on 2023, what is your biggest takeaway or lesson?
What a beautiful question. My goodness, we are literally, a few days like before Christmas, before 2023 finishing. I love your question. I love your question. Okay, what I'm gonna take with me 2023? Wow, beautiful question. And I'll tell you, Macaulay, there's a lot of things going around my head right now. But I'll
Yeah.
tell you something that I've been grateful for this year. I could be great. I'm grateful for a lot of things this year, but it's something I was thinking about that yesterday actually about something like, my God, the year is finishing now. What I've learned, what's something that, and I went to bed last night feeling grateful. And I tell you what, I think this year for me, for some reason, I feel very mature. I've been facing, let's say, happiness, sadness, in a such different way, let's say more calm. For example, when I'm happy, my God, I'm exploding. Like literally, people go like, my friends go like, my goodness, Willis, just slow down a bit. Okay, okay, you're happy. And when I'm sad, sometimes I'm Scorpio, my star sign is Scorpio. I can go very melancholic. I enjoy being sad in a way. Like I feel the sadness in a different way. But for some reason, this year it taught me that happiness. It's a feeling that you can explode, but enjoy that moment. Like wonder why this feeling, so great feeling, it's exploding. You feel so happy. At the same time as well, the time that I felt very sad and trying to understand why I was feeling this way, I kind of understood that I know that's okay to be sad. It's powerful. It's necessary. But for some reason, this year have taught me that it's I feel calm about it. About both feelings, being very happy and being very sad. I feel maybe more understanding about that, and somehow it brought me to a place where I feel very calm regarding both feelings. I love your question. You make me think now. So yes, Macaulay, I this year I'm so grateful for that, for making me feel more mature. I think it's maturity. I think when you start understanding feelings about yourself, get to know yourself better, and I think it's a sign of being maturity. You are growing, you are understanding so I think that's something that this year so far has brought me more maturity about feelings. Yeah, like
Yeah.
extremely feelings, or very happy or very sad for some reason. And I think it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling to know that you are dealing with those emotions more um more calm and more understanding as well, more mature. So yeah, that's my answer to you. I love your question. Beautiful. Yeah.
Being compassionate to yourself and allowing yourself to feel whatever comes up.
Absolutely. And Scorpio, we are very intense. My God, we are very intense. As I say, when I'm happy, wow, I can put this song and I can, I can share, and I love that. But I think I'm more understanding that as well, and being kind. I think I'm more kind to myself as well. I think we need to always to understand, to remember being kind to ourselves. I think that's the best start for you to share kindness. It's starting with you, with yourself. That's how I see.
Definitely.
Good question. Did you enjoy the interview?
I did. This was fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for being so open, and share your moments in life. Thank you I think nowadays we are so busy with our own lives. Oh my God, we're no day off, and you took the time for the interview. I think it's
Well,
so,
this
I
is
feel
fun.
great.
This is not work at all.
I know, but it's when you are off, like again, taking your time for something. You know what I mean? I think it's great. Thanks so much. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
So I was researching different things and different quotes, mantras. So many came up. Um, but the one that I've written down, I think, is going to end this really well. from everything we've talked about. I've written it down. I've been searching for ways to heal myself, and I found that kindness is the best way. And that's a quote from Lady Gaga.
Of course, it needs to be Lady Gaga. Amazing. Kindness, it's such a beautiful, so easy to be kind, isn't it? It doesn't take much of us to be kind. And if you think very deeply, when you share kindness, it comes back to you in a such bigger proportion. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's be kind. I think it's a new year.
And kind to yourself.
Start with ourselves always. I think that's the big start. Let me say goodbye to your lovely cat.
Oh, she ran off now. She got bored.
Okay.
I wasn't giving her attention.
I think you're talking too much about Lady Gaga. So I was like, oh my God, you talk too much about Lady Gaga. I just need to run away for now. Thank you so much. Okay, happy Christmas. Enjoy a happy New Year, and you keep in touch. It was a pleasure. Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why do you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.